Are profits from wholesale real estate taxed? Are profits from wholesale real estate taxed? Let's talk about it. All right, so somebody sent this question in: are profits from wholesale real estate taxed? All right, so this question is a little tricky for me because I think there are two things that's guaranteed in life, maybe three. I'm not sure how the saying goes again. Let's see here. Yeah, there are two things that are guaranteed in life, right? And that's death and taxes. Okay, death and taxes. All right, those are the two things that are guaranteed in life. Unfortunately, or fortunately, I know that sounds negative, but basically it's the cost of living. All right, especially if you live in a first world country, you should expect that you'll pay taxes. Okay, especially on profits. Okay, now here's the thing: there are absolute ways to minimize your taxes, and I'll touch on one of them. You can move to Puerto Rico right now. There's a few people that have done that. I think I always forget his name. Is it Jerry or Jeff? Right? He's moved. Sorry for the noise, by the way. He's moved to Puerto Rico. There's also John Lee Dumas from Entrepreneur on Fire. He's moved to Puerto Rico because they have this incentive things where you don't have to pay more than 4% on ordinary income taxes. You could move to Texas or Florida or Delaware or Nevada, right? These are ways that you can minimize your taxes, but you will pay taxes. Is the point I'm making here. Guaranteed, you will pay taxes. There's no way around it. It is what it is. All right, just keep that at the back of your mind. All right, so it's the same thing with wholesaling. Now, the reason why I wanted to address this in particular is because for people who are very quick to wonder if wholesaling is legal or not. Wholesaling real estate, precisely. What is wholesaling real estate, by the way? Wholesaling real estate is the art and science of finding deeply discounted properties using mass marketing. Okay, your potential audience for that marketing. So with marketing, you know that you have the market, the audience, the market, the message, right? There are 3 M's: the market, the message, and media, right? 3 M's: media, market, message, right? So those are the 3 M's of marketing, right? So the market is essentially the audience. Who are the audience when it comes to wholesaling? The audience is distressed sellers, potentially distressed homeowners. What does that look like? People that are on a pre-foreclosure list, which is public records. People that are on a vacant list, which is public records. Okay. Well, if you're using the same software that I recommend on the scrolling ticker at the bottom, right? Vacant list, pre-foreclosure, non-owner occupied, tired landlords, right? Tax delinquencies. Those are that's the audience, that's the market, right? The message: I buy houses. Okay, the marketing message is as simple as I buy houses. Do you buy houses? Do you have money to buy the house? No, but you know someone that can buy the house. How do you know someone that can buy the house? The same platform. Cash buyers are basically public records across of United States. We're talking about United States, okay? All right. So basically, your job is to market to these distressed sellers and offer them a price that is 65% or less the after repair value of the property. Okay. What I just described, you can find that here, dealestimator.com, for free. It's a free tool that I created. All right. So now, with that being said, you lock up the property under contract. Okay. And then that contract becomes a thing of value, right? You have equitable interest in that property. Now, you have the right to purchase that property. That right to purchase the property, you can assign it to an end buyer cash investor in exchange for an assignment fee. And that's what wholesaling is. Okay. That assignment fee you're collecting is income. Okay. That's income. Okay. And depending on what state you live in, depending on what attorneys you're dealing with, they may have different ways of structuring how you're going to pay the taxes. but I think you should consult with a CPA. I highly, strongly suggest that you consult with a CPA, but there's a big old but, okay? That's not something you have to worry about if you haven't closed your first deal. Because here's the problem. People try to solve non-existing problems, right? Yes, I just spent the last 3 minutes explaining what that is and why you should pay taxes, that you will have to pay taxes. But the more important part about this lesson is that you want to avoid solving problems that you don't have, right? A lot of people are looking for a way to close their first deal. They don't know how to get data, stage 1 first, based on what you're seeing on the screen. A lot of people are trying to worry about cold calling. They don't know how to access data that they are actually going to get contact information, much less contacting these people or setting up campaigns to get these people to contact them, which is my favorite. Okay? Some people don't already know how to make a contact, set up campaigns to establish contact or get people contacting them, but they're worried about leads. They're worried about, like, I want you to get your first 100 leads first, and then we'll talk about how to tweak it so that those leads, a good percentage of them, can now convert to the next stage, which is contract, right? If you don't know how to generate leads, you shouldn't be worried about generating contracts. You're trying to solve problems that are non-existent. This is a big mistake that a lot of people make, right? If you don't know how to get someone to sign a contract and send it over to you by way of a fax machine or scanning it and sending it over to you or docu-signing it, if you don't know how to do that stage, don't worry about closing deals. Okay? So in that order, you want to basically look at this game that way before you worry about and then close your first deal. And then you can now say, hey, I just closed my first deal. I made 10 grand. This was my exact story. I made $10,000. Let me talk to an attorney. Okay, let me form my LLC, right? Now, you could do all of that before. I'm just saying, if you prioritize those things over actual producing, right, you will just suffer, okay? You basically waste a lot of time and you won't do any deals, because it's time consuming to try to get everything correct before you get started with marketing. We start from data, right? You will be all over the place. You won't get anything done. The first step is learn how to collect data. But maybe the first step is actually before that. Maybe the first step before that is to actually read that book, smartrealestateWholesaling.com. It's a book that I suggest that you read 15 times. So don't wait until you finish reading before you get started. You should start taking action right now. But the first step right now, the first step is to basically download the book for free. Read the book. Let me know if you have any questions. Get going. Book a time with me. Let's talk about getting you started, okay? And then, we make things extremely affordable here, so you don't have to worry about overpaying or paying. You don't have to pay $35,000 to coach yourself here, okay? All right. See you on the next one, and peace.